I'm Archie, I'm 11 years old and I've been diagnosed for 4 years.
Hi, my name's Joanne, I'm Archie's mum, mum of 3. 2 of my children have diabetes, and we're going to talk about Archie today and his experience in picking his pump. We first noticed that Archie, who'd been dry as a baby since he was 2, was suddenly weeing a lot, wet the bed a couple of times in the night. With the experience that we had with my oldest having diabetes, we instantly thought we'll just do a quick glucose test, and the result, he was very, very high. So we went straight down to A&E and straight into hospital, where they confirmed that he also was type 1 diabetic. We'd had experience of my daughter using her tubed pump, and we asked the hospital immediately that we wanted Archie to be on a pump, because it's quite honestly the easiest, most convenient way to manage diabetes. Looked at what we wanted for Archie, because he's very sporty, he likes to do a bit, you do lots of sport, don't you? So we wanted something that was tubeless for him. We wanted it to be waterproof, we wanted it to be able to make little adjustments so he could do sport. When he's at school, we didn't want to have to interfere in it. We like the fact that it's got presets on it, so we program it to be able to give him less insulin, so Archie feels confident, I think, don't you? You pick a minus 75% an hour before you start sport, and then after about 4 hours it switches itself off unless you need a bit of insulin in the meantime. So I think you feel quite in control.
Yeah.
The hospital let us pick. Fortunately Omnipod were there, and that was the one we picked and went along for some training.
So I didn't have to do injections.
We worked out, didn't we, in the first 3 weeks that he would have had 187 injections on the basis of what he would previously, so not one single injection in the first 3 weeks. So, you know, it was fantastic. For me as a parent to be able to go in the night when he's fast asleep and just literally do a bolus on what I know his blood sugar is, and then deliver the insulin, and then back to bed. Quick as we can. No, everybody gets as much sleep, which is the worst thing about having 2 diabetic children. When we first learnt about using a tubed pump, you get a long length of tubing, you have to hold it up and check for bubbles. I find the Omnipod very intuitive, very simple. We can program something quite simply. We literally, Archie does a lot of, mostly puts his own pod on himself now, and he's done that for probably 8 or 9 months now of the 1.5 years that we've been on Omnipod. He finds it simple. I'm not worried about him doing it. If he was to have an accident and knock it at school and have to replace his pump, he can do that. And at 11, that's great.